Hey guys, welcome to St. Elmo, Colorado. Beautiful here today. It's slightly snowing, it's a little chilly. It's great in the mountains today. Right here I'm standing at Main Street. As you can see the historic buildings behind me. Most of all these buildings are original and haven't been tampered with in any way. There was a fire in 2002 that burnt down some buildings, but they were restored by donations and funds from the state. It's one of the most preserved ghost towns in Colorado, so I'm just going to take you around and tell you about it. As you see, it's still snowing. Still snow on the ground. Snow doesn't melt until probably late May, which is pretty crazy thinking about how these people lived up here in these secluded mountains. Behind me are some residential houses that are still standing. All original. They're still, nothing's been tampered with them. You're not allowed to go in them because they're considered historic. It's crazy to think about how these people got here in the first place. If you look over to the right, you'll see it's just dense forest everywhere. The town was first settled in 1878. Thinking about, that's the Wild West back then. Just carriage and buggy and horse and walking. They took all their belongings and got out here on their own without any locomotives or anything like that. There was a train that came through town. St. Elmo is a mining town, or was a mining town. There was a train track that went through Main Street. We'll go over there in a minute. It was torn up, unfortunately, but just thinking about how they got all that stuff here to build the train track. This is crazy how secluded this is. St. Elmo was originally called Forest City, but it was changed to St. Elmo because the post office didn't like Forest City because there are too many towns called Forest City. So a founder named Griffith Evans was reading a novel named St. Elmo, who decided to call the town by that name. Here's the post office, St. Elmo. So town isn't officially a town until it has a post office. This is what this building was, owned by the Stark family. Big prominent family in St. Elmo who owned most of the buildings around town. Let's go right here. Everything's wooden. So if you can imagine if there's a fire, devastating for the town. There was one in the early 2000s. Nobody lived here by then, but it tore down most of the buildings over to the right over there. So this is Main Street again. So there were up to 2,000 people living here at one time. Pretty booming mining town. The main railroads came through town to take out all the mainly gold and coal from the Murphy mine, one of the biggest mines around that employed most of all of the people in town. So impressively enough, St. Elmo was laid out in the winter, dead of winter, in like 3 feet of snow. The founders came up here and decided where each building would be placed in the snow. This is the general store. It's still open today. Not today, but it's still it still functions as a store. one of the biggest families in St. Elmo was a family called the Stark family. I mentioned them earlier. So they stayed here until the 1950s or so. The last people to leave St. Elmo were them, but everybody else left in 1922 when the town died. And it's said that the residents packed their bags, got on the train, and left, never to return. But everybody stayed. Nobody stayed except the Stark family, and they own most of these buildings today. And they stayed here into the 1950s. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So St. Elmo's claim to fame was mining. There were over 150 patented mines in this area. The biggest one and most famous being the Murphy mine, which employed almost all the residents in St. Elmo. Back then, mining was a way of life. That's all you did. The men woke up early mornings, went to the mines all day, and came back, went to sleep, and did it again. What the women and children did, they worked in the stores. There was a schoolhouse the children went to get an education. Salida is about 20 miles away. Most of the people would go there to get groceries and supplies that they couldn't find here in town. At one point, though, St. Elmo was a central hub for mining in Colorado. Like I said earlier, almost having a population of 2,000 people. So 2,000 people living in a place like this is pretty incredible when you think about it. The railroad that came through town was the DSP&P Railroad, eventually torn up, but the DSP&P was a huge mining company, exporting goods all over the country. And so St. Elmo is a really historic site for that, being one of the most central hubs for the DSP&P Railroad. So mining wasn't easy. It was one of the hardest jobs, if you can imagine. Waking up early, mining all day, repeat. Usually low wage, very low wage, low living conditions, low working conditions, and plus you're living in mountainous Colorado. As you can see, there's still like 3 feet of snow where I'm standing. It's April 26th. Living here in Colorado in this secluded area isn't easy. And it's amazing thinking about the technology they had and the limits to that technology. Building all of this, digging into the mountain, trying to find the treasures that they found. And it's amazing the human will to live can be so strong. And the will to adventure. And that's why I love Colorado, and coming out here is great. Just seeing what the historic people of the state did for a living and how they live. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.